Jesus, Mary and Joseph, what's everybody staring at?
Oh gosh, oh god. Sprays water at you. Okay, thanks. That was funny, that last stall there, I have to admit. I'm glad, thank you. I'm glad we kind of checked that one out. But definitely creepy by the end there. So I was expecting something scary to jump out at me again. Overall though, it was cool. I like upstairs. Upstairs was nice. Okay. Oh man, I feel so much better out on the street. It's like the heart pressure is dissipating. It was a cool spot. Upstairs would definitely recommend. I enjoyed that. Some amazing wax sculptures in there, but nice to be moving onwards from that one. Now seeing to make our way to the GPO Museum if we can. Worth a quick look. I guess the good thing about the creepiness and scariness and anxiety in the museum is that it lets up a lot of the anxiety after you get out of the museum. So feeling less pressure, less stress about things being out of there now, but that was a lot. Tricky to keep track of which side of the road I'm going to, but GPO Museum's over here, so I crossed back yet again. The spire in the middle, we're walking over to it here shortly. And there's a crosswalk up there too, so, well, I'll cross here, because that one's already crossing, so this is probably quicker. GPO Museum, let's check it out, see if we can, oops, Monday, Tuesday closed. Whoops, that's funny. So, now we know this day of the week's not gonna work for us for the museum here. Walking by the spire again. Have I actually like touched the spire? Maybe I should go back just so I can touch it. If the light was green. It really doesn't mean anything apparently. But anyways, walking down this way now, see if we can find our next venue. Checking out some new streets as I'm walking down towards this next venue. Always cool to see some new blocks. And you can see around me, you know, pretty Dublin feel. It's fun to see stuff like the Minions going on, but yeah, it's starting to feel kind of familiar at this point. It hasn't been all that long, but I've been doing a lot, I feel like, in very few days. Trying to make the most of the time, because there's a lot of change coming up really soon. So glad we're making the most of the last of our Dublin time here. A beautiful building across the street there as well. Not quite sure what it is, but we're gonna be walking semi past it, so maybe I'll figure it out. Looking at the map, looks like maybe the Custom House. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be walking on this side of the street. It just looked like it on the map, but maybe I can cross over there because there's a lot of crosswalks on this side versus that one's a straightaway, so we shall see. Ah, there's always a reason. Looks like the Custom House is not the direction I'm going, actually. I'm going this way, so I guess that answers that question. At least I think that's what I'm doing. We'll find out in a minute. Lots of beautiful buildings around town. Check out that one. Looks like, I don't know, like a city type building, you know, city hall, I don't know, or like office buildings around here probably. This sign says the Dublin Port and Dunglawhere are down this way. It seems like to me that would be quite a hike. You are on that little waterfront here though too. There's that boat up ahead, which is another museum we could check out, but I'm looking for the EPIC one for now. And here we are, a nice part of town with this little bridge right behind us, the Irish Emigration Museum, EPIC. Let's see if we can step inside there. I've read that it was included in my pass. There's also that boat over there again for the Famine Museum. And again, it sounded a little bit dark, but I mean, it seems like a beautiful boat. I kind of just want to step on board. So maybe it's worth doing just because I'm right here and just to be on that boat, but we'll see. First up, EPIC, let's go. This is a massive building here, tourist information right here. Actually, maybe I'll ask kind of what else is in here besides just the museum. I came here for the Emigration Museum, okay, but it seems like a massive building. Yeah. What else is in here? All right, all kinds of great information here. It sounds like the museum across the way is closed, unfortunately, that boat, but he was telling me it's really cool, great stories. And apparently up here is food shops and all that. This is great timing because I am kind of hungry, but he also mentioned this will be a busier time around 1 o'clock, so we'll see. We'll take a look around and see what we can find. As for the food up here, I think I'll do Freshie, which comes with a coupon, or over here, Seven Wonders. It's like a coffee shop with like bagels and stuff. So both should be pretty good. I think a light meals, nothing too crazy. But I'll also come back. First I'm gonna get my ticket because if nothing else, I get a discount with this place with the ticket, but it's also pretty busy up here. He was not wrong. So see what we can find. And I'm only just now noticing Europe's leading tourist attraction, 2019, 2020, 2021. That's 3 years. Wow, amazing, epic. See if we, it is epic. See if we can check it out. I have the city pass. Oh, right, making our way inside now. Beautiful space around us here. I'm told it might take an hour and a half to 2 hours And we got this little passport type thing in front of us, which we shall use to get stamped as we work our way through it. I was asking about food as well, like coffee and stuff. Apparently you can use this for a good 30 days. But since he said didn't come here with a ticket, you just show them this to re-enter. So since I came with a Dublin pass, so maybe I can scan the Dublin pass places, and that'll let me get back in. I'm not 100% sure. I guess if I have a ticket on the Dublin pass thing, then I'm probably good. It's a little confusing because most places I feel like they give you some sort of receipt. But we're in this first exhibit here. We've all come from somewhere. Welcome in. And you have welcome in so many different languages.
Welcome to EPIC, the Irish Immigration Museum, in the heart of Dublin's Dublin. This area has a rich, vibrant history.
Starting it off here with the departures section, you can see really interesting. Nice to hear that story at the beginning of the exhibit to learn about the general overview. It's like how a lot of people have a lot in common, these stories of why they might leave Ireland. And really interesting, it sounded like it used to be the CEO of Coca-Cola who founded the exhibit here. And really cool. You got your departure station here and all kinds of information going on around us. I love the architecture here. You know, the little decorations as we make our way. There is an audio guide, which I didn't download yet. Maybe I can go back and find that. But look at this beautiful landscape here all around us. And there's vocal talking things, like talking features that go around us externally as well. The beautiful design of this space, too. I must admit, like, you got these walls, look at the stones. You got these pictures. You got these videos, moving pictures, perhaps you prefer. It's a beautiful place. If you look at the floor, you'll see it's got a variety of different pieces of text here. It tells you all the different people that might emigrate and maybe some different professions they're pursuing or otherwise, or different reasoning. Really beautiful place. It's got a inspirational, uplifting feel to it. And you can take pictures here. It's even telling you the signs like, take your perfect picture here. I might take a shot here as well. You know, I'm tempted to check out a few other spots as well, since I was told I can come back to this one for 30 days, and my Dublin pass is only good for today. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do this one for a bit and then check out some other spots. But I think I did most of the city pass things. Maybe I'll just go back to like a distillery or something. And trying to figure out how to get the first stamp in the passport here. It looks like maybe you slip it in this way. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, you stamp your passport, so slide in that way. That looks pretty good. And then you pull it out maybe the same route. And there you go, look at that. Stamp in my passport, approved passport in Open Island. I like it. Absolutely beautiful. Next exhibit here as well. Look at this. Steel, some sort of metal looking infrastructure. These ships, these planes, showing you that visualization of what that process is like, the transportation out of Ireland. And look at that. Generational changes. You can see cheaper air travel, like 1950, in the lower left-hand corner tells you the date, and then some facts and information coming up on the screen so you can see where people are going and why. Wow, really cool. I am enjoying this museum quite a bit already. In these rooms here, a bit darker, you can see maybe some of the challenges occurring in Ireland, maybe some of the reasons why people left, whether it's not a lot of work opportunities available, interactive screens and everything. This is really cool. Definitely one I want to come back and take a closer look at. And it's nice that I can come back tomorrow, for example, since I now have my EPIC passport. Very nice. It really is a massive and elaborate museum. Again, we'll have to take a closer look as we continue our journey, but you can get a good idea of all the different multimedia available here thus far. And each room tells a story, some very challenging stories. For example, this one, conflict, why some Irish people were forced out of their country due to conflict. A variety of other reasons. Nice to be able to hear those stories and be able to interact with these different journeys and understand what occurred in Ireland however long ago, depending upon which room you're in or which piece of information you're reading. Like along the floor here, you can see this about the British Army. Awesome to see this museum here. I will be back for sure. And again, I love that I can come back. I'm thinking maybe I should just come back another day since I have that pass. And I'm gonna want probably to check out some cool stuff tomorrow too. I think I will grab some food. The team member here was just saying the bakehouse is very good. So we'll take a look at that one. I don't know if it's just dessert though. It sounds desserty. We'll see. Awesome, and we are walking back amongst the shops again. I might have missed the bakehouse, the one that guy was just telling me about downstairs. But the guy at the front desk here, Morris, was super helpful, and he likes Freshie too. So I'm still looking at my options, but we'll see where I end up here in a moment. I don't know, did I pass the bakehouse? I feel like I must have. So I think I'm ending up at Freshie. So I found bakehouse here, and it looks like it is like a coffee, breads and stuff. Wanted to take a look in here and see what it's all about, and it seems pretty cool. It does seem kind of like a coffee shop. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do Freshie. We'll just take a quick peek in Freshie, and then I'm gonna decide. This looks pretty good too. I think maybe I'll go for this one. I will do the Buddha satay burrito. Is that a good one? Smoothie. Waiting for it to come back. The recovery smoothie. Here I have my recovery smoothie and my Buddha chicken burrito from Freshie. Let's give it a shot. Let you know what we think. The smoothie's not bad, and the burrito looks delish. Looks chunky. I'm gonna open it up and dig in. It's a little guy here, a little burrito, but it's chunky. It's short, but it's chunky. Dig right in. Let you know what we think. I gotta admit, that is a healthy and tasty burrito, full of things like broccoli, carrots, maybe red onions, some peanut sauce in there. I'm a fan, you know, surprisingly delicious and nutritious. And take a look inside so you know I'm not all talk when it comes to this Freshie burrito. Lots of veggies. Not bad. All right. Since I was told I can come back for this exhibit, I think I will do that tomorrow because I only have today left to use the last of my pass. There's at least one other museum I want to catch, and so I'm going to try to make my way there now. And that is the Little Museum of Dublin I'm trying to catch. But take a look down there in the EPIC Museum. I love that. Really, really cool in the basement of this one. CHQ building, I think they call it. I'm not sure what that's about, but apparently I think it has historic meaning. Now, let's make our way to the next one. That being said, this was a really, really cool museum and really immersive. So I'm really glad I can come back and see it again tomorrow because I want to spend a good amount of time on this one. And now I get to walk over a beautiful bridge. And look at that boat behind us. That was the one that is closed. Another museum that is closed. The Jeannie Johnson. Nice to see. Interesting to hear some stories from the information guy there, but too bad. It's closed for now. Here's a beautiful looking building as we're making our way towards our next stop. Looks like St. Andrew's Parish here. Already decorated up for St. Patrick's Day. I like to see it. On this route again, it looks like I'm passing that area where I went to the National Museum of Ireland. I'm looking at the National Library, I guess, of Ireland, which was the one last time I wasn't sure about. NLI. Making our way down this direction, but nice to know, you know, a lot of it, again, being walkable for me, and I'm glad the weather is getting a lot more decent, not so much rain. And I wouldn't say it's toasty, but it's not terribly frigid. My neck scarf and gloves are doing the job for me. That's nice. Here's a sculpture I might not have noticed had I not walked this route. The Archbishop of Dublin. Looks like 1844 to 1897. That's cool. Nice to see the little statues as we go. And here it is, the Little Museum of Dublin. One more I wanted to make sure I visited here. While I still have this pass, let's step inside and take a look. See what this one's all about. Making our way upstairs now. Looking at Dublin from the 1900s to the 1990s. See how this one goes. And join up here.
Hello there.
Hey.
Where are you from?
From Florida, United States.
Where about in Florida?
Orlando?
Tallahassee.
Oh, very cool, very cool.
And that's really what this tour is all about. It's not just about the city of Dublin, it's also about the people who make up the city. And it's also not just a tour, it is also a quiz competition. A gentleman over there, Jonathan Swift, he said that Dublin was a place where they sold madness by the bottle. He also observed that all political parties eventually die from swallowing their own lives. Daniel O'Connell, through peaceful means, won the right for Catholics to sit in the English Parliament. Before the famine, the population of Ireland was over 8 million people. Dublin during the Victorian times saw new suburbs being built for the middle classes. In Jamais, which was Dublin's only French restaurant for nearly 50 years. She was, in fact, second in command of the Irish rebels right across the street in Stephen's Green.
That's good.
Eamon de Valera manages to escape prison by disguising himself as a nun. He was 6 foot tall. He had a mustache at the time.
Oh my gosh.
The fact that he got away with it does not say much for the nuns of Lincolnshire, now does it? I say that and I hope so. I'm still waiting for that one person to stand up and say, my aunt is a nun. She's very sensitive about that mustache. But in 1990, something even better happens. Ireland essentially wins the World Cup after being defeated by Italy in the quarterfinals. The main thing is we got to the quarterfinals. We never got that far before and we never have gotten that far since, and that's essentially a win for us. We also do have a habit of celebrating our failures in this.
And this is Alfie Byrne back here. Learned all kinds of really interesting information about Ireland, about Dublin in the last 100 years or so. Very cool. Awesome to be a part of this experience here. Really, really nice feel to it. This mug, testament to their 1,000-year anniversary in Dublin, even though it wasn't actually 1,000 years at that point. All kinds of fun facts. Definitely felt like a relaxing atmosphere. Sat back in those comfortable chairs and learned all the fun facts and history here on this particular tour. It's a fun spot. Definitely enjoyed experiencing it, and now I feel like we know all that much more about Dublin here. Definitely a nice detail-oriented tour specific to the city, with a better understanding of their history and so much more. I'm trying to find, oh yes, this is Alfie Byrne with the New York City mayor right there. Look at that. And so many other really interesting pieces of work all around us here. Now making our way up to the 3rd floor. I think there's supposed to be 3 rooms up here that are self-guided. So we'll check those out as we make our way upwards and maybe learn even more about the city that we're in for the time being.
But the further you away from Northern Ireland, the less you know about their culture and their...
Really, really interesting progression of the city here. So many years, you know, so many centuries. And you know, this quote here referencing Northern Ireland and the differences and experiences going on between the two. But a few more rooms for us to check out upstairs. This one, kind of a newsy room. See if I can make a quick lap. And to not disrupt people as well. Take a look here at, I believe, the Northern Ireland room. You have the signage with that quote that we saw, referencing the disagreements and needing to learn more about each other to really appreciate each other here.
This handbook was basically their guide to what to do and what to not do while in Northern Ireland.
Okay.
They would have been given the same thing when they came to England as well.
Really, really cool to see all the different spaces here. Learn all kinds of awesome information about Northern Ireland and the conflicts here in Ireland. You can see they've got an entire U2 room here, which is really, really cool. But nice to be able to walk through and learn some more detailed local history here. Awesome information again. Really, really great host here, facilitator Kieran. Glad we had a chance to take that tour, and he was really, really helpful. So I'm glad that he was facilitating that for us. Now making our way onwards, maybe we can hit one more. Maybe we'll do a duplicate before the end of the night here. Take a look around here. You can see a beautiful art gallery going on, seating area, Golden Age of Dublin, and gift shop here as we make our way outwards. Very, very cool. You can see wall art, little books and stuff. And look at that, umbrellas. A little video game console. That's cool. Nice. This was a fun spot. All right, onward and upward here. I think we're gonna do Teeling once more because they have a variety of different menu items. So maybe if I go back, do one more tour there, try their different flavors, you know, and then that might be cool. And see what we can do. I learned about what sounded like maybe some not so great experiences in Ireland with the church up until like the mid-90s here, and how much they've come, how much they've grown, how far they've grown and evolved in the last even 20 or so years. So really, really cool to see. I guess we're coming up on 30 or so years now, huh? But really, really cool to see and to hear and just learn so much about the city and the country and, yeah, their experiences. And St. Stephen's Green here. I'm actually thinking, why not walk through it a bit so that we can take the scenic route to our next destination. A nice lakefront viewing area over there ahead of us. You've got plenty of greenery and infrastructure foliage around us. It's a cool spot. And oh look, statues. A sculpture coming up here in front of us. Looks like it's Robert Emmet. That's cool. Make for a nice photo to have as well. You know, I passed one of those Now bikes, which is supposed to be a nice opportunity to bike around the city. But then I thought about it, I'm like, I'm in a foreign country. What if I bike on the wrong side of the road or something like that? I don't even know what the law is. Much more likely to have issues, so we're gonna skip it. not that long of a walk anyways. I mean, I'm good for it. Not to mention, I get to enjoy the sights this way, as opposed to worrying about the bike ride. All right, one last stop at the Teeling Distillery. Let's see if we can make it one last hurrah this evening. And I am inside once more for my tour of Teeling. It does seem like I can pay the difference and upgrade to the next pass, but I can't use my Dublin City Pass credits, purse credits, to pay the difference. So good to know. But I figured, why not do this one again? Really, really cool story, cool journey, and something you don't really get to try a whole lot of in the United States, if you ask me. I guess to take a closer look at understanding of the story and the journey of the different distilleries here that were in the Dublin area, how they've moved out, a lot of them to Cork. Now this is the first one, it sounds like, that's back in here in 125 years, I think they said last time. It's a nice spot. And taking the time to read through the section, some details I hadn't seen before, so I'll just catch the small differences, I think, but cool to see. Dublin whiskey was once the most popular drink in the world. When the distillery fired up its stills in 2015, there was no accident that our first whiskey distilled was a single pot still. And learning some great new information here today as well. This is really cool to see. This looks very different, but learning about the Scottish versus Irish history with whiskey and how Scots may have it big now, but they're declining, and Irish is on the rise, as well as what sounds like the actual distillation process, how that process actually works, condensers and stuff. It's cool. And it sounds like there are 5 distilleries now, whiskey distilleries, within the last 6 years here in Dublin, so it's really cool. Hear about their growth here. You can see the pots are different today. I think that's what's flowing in from each pot, right? So that's the liter spirit still, and that one's the white wine or whatever. You can see how much clearer it is on the right. Cool to see. Making our way out of Teeling now. It was a fun spot, and overall I'd say I'm really glad I did the 2-day instead of the 3-day. I think I hit pretty much everything I wanted to do and see, so I think it was the perfect quantity of time to make the most of the adventure here, and overall the dollar value of that, or the euro value of that ticket, worked out quite well as well. I don't know how much purse value I have left, but I definitely made it worthwhile, that's for sure. One more stop off here for dinner, Bunsen. Figure we'll grab a burger. Looked like it had good reviews. Let's give it a shot. It seems to be what I go by, right? It's a good reviews. Looks like a pretty easy menu here. You can see on the back of a business card. That's kind of convenient. Figure out what we want and we'll be on our way. And yay for hydration. Cheers. So I am doing the cheeseburger and the shoestring fries here. It's not like the most affordable spot, but not terrible. And we'll see how the food is in a minute. I'm doing it no mustard, and I will manually take off the pickles in a minute. That being said, here's our most valuable commodity right here. Look at that, the water. How much water I've had already, and the food's not even here yet. All right, here we are. You got the shoestring fries and the single cheeseburger here. Give it a shot and let you know what we think. And I got a side of mayo. Take a look in there. You can see pretty standard, pretty straight up burger here. But let's give it a shot. I'm not sure I pointed out how the labels work here either. Look at that with the kilocalories, kilojoules, and it breaks down like fat, for example, of which saturates, and you have of which sugars, but it doesn't say like natural or added sugars. Just something to note about their labels here. So my review of a Bunsen burger here, it was not bad. It was okay. Nothing really incredibly special. You know, I like the horseshoe fry, the shoestring fry style, and mayo on the side was alright, but again, nothing special. It was like, alright, you know, decent burgers. It had good reviews online, but yeah, I mean, it's nothing special for me. I don't know if I'd go back. I mean, if I were like, oh yeah, I'm right here and I really want a burger, sure, but otherwise, probably go somewhere else. Thanks so much for helping me make it an amazing day. Don't forget to make your day an incredible day as well. Focus on those positive vibes, look for the silver lining in everything you do, and don't forget to subscribe for more fun headed your way. Until next time, play on.